What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here with your $1,400 third stimulus check update and stimulus package update. As the Senate is going to be closing the deal this week on the $1,400 stimulus check, I'm going to give you the latest details of that in this video, as well as when to expect the money and what to expect going forward. Remember, the details is kind of the most important part right now of when we're going to receive the checks, what's going to be in the bill, and what is going to make it to the finish line. I'm going to give you all the latest details of that and everything else in this video. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below. It's completely free to do so. This way you won't miss out on updates on the third stimulus check package, as well as the next stimulus package coming after that that's already been announced, called the Build Back Better package, as well as the $3,000 to $3,600 child stimulus checks that are in the third stimulus check package, in addition to the $1,400 that all adults, children, and college students and adult dependents will be receiving this time around. $1,400 for everybody that makes under the income qualifications. As well as on this channel, we cover the $10,000 of student loan forgiveness that President Biden said he is in favor of passing and likely will be coming after the third stimulus check package, as well as President Biden's campaign on the $200 per month Social Security increase and other Social Security increases, such as 20% more for widows and widowers and 5% more for people that have been on Social Security for over 20 years. We'll probably be seeing a lot of news on that after they pass the third stimulus check package. So make sure to subscribe. It's completely free. Click the bell icon to get notifications after you subscribe and hit the like button for us, and let's jump right in. Dr. Fauci has laid out a new timeline for children and teens to be able to receive their vaccinations, and it's not that soon. The head of National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, Dr. Anthony Fauci, said that high school students could begin receiving vaccinations not until the fall, while younger children may have to likely wait until next year, 2022, to be receiving any vaccinations at all. Dr. Fauci explained that more data is needed to make sure that the 3 vaccines now, with the Johnson & Johnson one-shot vaccine now being approved, can safely be administered to younger children. Quote, if you project realistically when we'll get enough data to be able to say that elementary school children will be able to be vaccinated, I would think that that would be at the earliest at the end of the year and very likely in the first quarter of 2022. But for high school kids, it looks like sometime this fall. I'm not sure it's exactly be on the first day the school opens, but sometime pretty close to that. As a sign of things to come, in the United Kingdom, school children are going to be provided free at-home virus test kits as part of the new reopening strategy to prevent children from bringing the virus to school when they have it. Officials in the UK said that families will be given bi-weekly virus test kits regardless of whether or not someone is experiencing symptoms. Testing families of school children will provide another layer of reassurance to parents and education staff that schools are as safe as possible. Britain has reported the highest virus death count in Europe, confirming 122,000 deaths so far. In comparison, the United States has over 500,000 deaths. Senator Elizabeth Warren has proposed a new tax on the ultra-wealthy to possibly pay for Medicare, Medicaid, and possible stimulus programs in the future. Democratic Senator Elizabeth Warren from Massachusetts on Monday unveiled legislation to create a wealth tax for high net worth households, furthering her efforts on an idea that was a central part of her 2020 presidential campaign. The bill is called the Ultra Millionaire Tax Act and would create an annual tax every single year of 2% of the net worth of households and trusts between $50 million and $1 billion, and a 3% tax on net worth every single year above $1 billion. The tax rate for net worth above $1 billion could increase to 6% if a, quote, Medicare for All health plan care is enacted. Several progressive senators also co authored the bill, including Senator Bernie Sanders, who, like Warren, called for a wealth tax during the 2020 Democratic presidential primary. The bill is also backed by a number of progressive groups and labor unions. However, Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen said last week that such a tax would have, quote, very difficult implementation problems. However, Senator Elizabeth Warren says that this money can be used for schools and future stimulus programs, Medicare, Medicaid programs, and all sorts of different things. However, trying to tax the wealthy on money that they've already paid taxes on, they've already earned, and is just sitting there in their bank account could prove hard to do and hard to track down. So it'll be interesting to see like this if something like this happens in the future. Senator Bernie Sanders, who is the Senate Budget Chairman, the person in charge of the reconciliation process for the third stimulus check package, which is how they're passing this, the $1,400 third stimulus check package, is trying to force a vote on the $15 an hour minimum wage before it gets taken out of the bill. He's trying to see if they can just vote on it now and see if it passes or not. Bernie Sanders says Democrats should, quote, ignore the recent ruling of the Senate parliamentarian and is vowing to force the Senate to vote this week on an amendment to set the federal minimum wage to $15 an hour. He says, quote, my personal view is that the idea that we have a Senate staffer, a high-ranking staffer, deciding whether 30 million Americans get a minimum wage pay raise or not is nonsensical. We have got to make that decision, not a staffer who's unelected. So, my own view is that we should ignore the rulings and the decision on the parliamentarian, Bernie Sanders told reporters. A group of Democratic senators and House representatives are pushing President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris to also try to overrule the Senate parliamentarian and to step up and basically show support to overrule the parliamentarian so that other Democrats will come on board, show unity, and they can try to pass this bill with the $15 an hour minimum wage included in the third stimulus check package bill. Now, the reason they're doing this is because, well, number one, the U.S. House of Representatives passed the third stimulus check package bill already with the minimum wage provision in there. So it's currently passed from the House point of view, and now it goes to the Senate. If they pass it in the Senate, it's a done deal. It goes to President Biden to sign. But if they have to take the minimum wage out, which is looking more and more likely, then they'll have to do this as a standalone bill afterwards. And $15 an hour minimum wage as a standalone bill will never pass. There's not enough Democratic support. As we know that Democratic Senator Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema will vote no on it, and they won't be able to pass it in the Senate with a reconciliation process. And really, they can't even pass that through a reconciliation process anyway. So they would need 60 votes to do that if it goes to a standalone bill and they take it out of the third stimulus check package. This is really one of the only things holding up the checks right now. And if they have to take it out and vote on it separately, I do think they can pass a minimum wage raise because we've seen from Republican Senators Tom Cotton and Mitt Romney a counter proposal to increase the minimum wage to $10 an hour. I do believe, and I think most people do, that the minimum wage should be raised, but the question is how much? It hasn't been raised since 2009. The federal minimum wage is $7.25, which is like nothing. But going all the way to $15 an hour, more than doubling the minimum wage over the course of the next 4 years, it would get there by 2025, is very concerning for some people because of the cost of living and the cost increases of food, gas, groceries, and everything across the United States, which would be much, much higher of an increase, more than, say, your normal cost of goods increase, because now employers would have to pay more than double what they pay currently over the course of next 4 years for their labor. So their labor costs times thousands of or more millions of workers would essentially double in the course of 2 years. So that definitely would raise prices a lot more than normal, and that's why a lot of people don't like it. But like they said, over 30 million people would benefit from a minimum wage raise. So you kind of either love it or don't love it, or maybe you're in the middle on this, but you can let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says that regardless, either way, they are going to vote and pass this bill in the Senate this week, whether or not the minimum wage provision makes it in the bill or doesn't make it in the bill. As you can see here, the Senate will vote this week on the $1.9 trillion virus relief bill, the third stimulus check package, as Democrats try to get the legislation signed into law before the federal unemployment bonus benefits expire. Quote from Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says the Senate will take up the American Rescue Plan this week. I expect a hearty debate and possibly some late nights, but the American people sent us here with a job to do to help the country through this moment of extraordinary challenge. The Senate is expected to make changes to the bill, including stripping out language increasing the minimum wage to $15 per hour after the Senate parliamentarian advised that it didn't comply with budget rules that govern what can and cannot be included in the bill and passed through the reconciliation bill program and passed through the reconciliation process. Really, the biggest question here is, are they going to be able to pass it with the minimum wage in there? Are they going to have to take it out? And will all the Democrats stick together, whether they have the minimum wage in there or not? And yeah, that's kind of the wild card is we have those two Democratic senators, Senator Joe Manchin and Senator Kirsten Sinema, who do not want the $15 minimum wage in there. But you would think they would just go to them and talk to them behind closed doors and be like, listen, are you going to vote for the package or not? If we have the minimum wage in there, are you going to vote for it? Why don't you just let us know now so that we can proceed with it? And that's kind of like what we've started to see here over the last 24 hours is a lot of news that the Democrats are taking out the minimum wage out of the bill. And Democratic Senator Bernie Sanders is trying to fight tooth and nail to keep it in there till the last moment. He might be successful, but it's looking right now that they're probably going to have to take the minimum wage out of the bill. I will keep you updated as soon as new information comes out. There's also been a lot of new information coming out about the next stimulus package, which will be the Build Back Better package that has already been announced by the Biden administration. Will be a quote infrastructure package, but will have multiple different stimulus provisions in there, of which we don't know yet, but we do know that the bill will be between $2 and $3 trillion, which will likely make it the largest stimulus package yet to date. This bill will be mostly focused on infrastructure and improving the quality of life for Americans across the country, which could potentially include the $10,000 or more of student loan forgiveness, and also the possible Social Security increases that President Joe Biden campaigned on, which is namely increasing Social Security by $200 per month, also increasing Social Security for widows or widowers by 20%, and for people that have been on Social Security for over 20 years by 5%. Also, in the third stimulus check package, there's going to be multiple things coming out of that. There's over $30 billion for mortgage assistance, rental assistance, property tax assistance, utility assistance, and there's also $350 billion going to states and cities that will be giving you some of that money back in the form of state and local stimulus checks, like the $600 stimulus check that California just passed for low-income Californians, $300 to $500 Maryland just passed for the state of Maryland low-income people. We're going to be seeing a lot more checks like that come out on the state level and the county level, as well as mortgage and rental assistance, property tax assistance, and utility assistance coming from this $350 billion that states and cities are going to get from this third stimulus check package, as well as the $30 billion that is included from the federal government that goes just directly to you guys for mortgage assistance, rental assistance, property tax assistance, and utility assistance. I will be helping you guys how to claim all these different buckets of money when they become available in different areas and all those different things, as well as the next upcoming stimulus packages, student loan forgiveness, mortgage and rental assistance, Social Security, and the fourth stimulus package that will all be coming after the third stimulus check package. Really, this is just the first one under the Biden administration, and they're for sure not going to pass one bill and then be done with it. I mean, really, Biden's only been in office for about a week, a month and a week. So there's definitely more to come. I will keep you updated on all of these different things as soon as we get more information. You can subscribe down below. It's completely free, so you don't miss out on new videos. Click the bell icon to get notifications when we go live. New videos come out every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., 8 p.m. and 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't miss out. I will keep you updated, and you can click this top video here to watch my newest stimulus check video next. And this video teaches you how to start your own business selling products on Amazon FBA. I have dozens of students that have replaced their 9-to-5 income selling products on Amazon, and I teach them how to do that. Click on one of those videos to watch them next. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video.